paint my face black and green.
Paint my face black and green.
You won't see me, I'm a recon Marine.
You won't see me, I'm a recon Marine.
I slip and slither into the night.
Slip and slither into the night.
You won't see me till I'm ready to fight.
You won't see me till I'm ready to.
All right, the outer axle seals for the axle tubes came today from RCV. Definitely, these are rebuildable. Definitely a lot of quality here. I'm pretty impressed with them. You can see a snap ring on the end, and then there's two seals for the inside. And then you'll notice the same needle zerk fitting that you would use for the actual axle shafts is also used on the seal. And then you have 3 O-rings on the outside. So you know, same old discussions about these things. You know, there's pros and cons. For example, if I had these in when I put my RCV axles in, I really would have no way of knowing that I had an inner axle seal leak unless I was very vigilant with my oil level, checking that in my differential. So I've run the axle shafts without them. I know what that's all about, and it means a lot of mud and crud and water getting in there and pushing up against the inner seal. And quite honestly, I don't really care for it. So I want to try these out. I'll be installing these, and I'm optimistic that they're going to be a home run. RCV, I've talked to them several times on the phone. They've all been really helpful. They assure me that my RCV axles for my Dana 44, which go into the OEM e-locker, that my axle shafts will fit right through these. I believe it's 30 spline. So, and then the other thing about these is, so obviously my axle tubes will remain clean and, you know, free of debris. And then the responsibility is on me, and I happen to be a maintenance freak anyway, is to, from time to time, to monitor the level of my diff oil, which, you know, I run that Rancho Armor diff cover, and it has a small Allen bolt that comes out, and that's the actual level indicator on it. And for the Dana 44, it takes 1.3 quarts of 80-90 Mopar oil, which comes out to be 1 quart and 11 ounces. So anyway, that's what I have here, and I'm excited to put these in. I think it's going to be a real good quality job. Before I put these outer axle tube seals in, I'm just using a little bit of emery cloth here and cleaning out the last couple inches of the tube, getting some of that surface rust out of there, and then I'll clean it up with some brake cleaner, and then I'm going to put some spray and stay. Love this product, so I'll be putting that on the end of this and coating the inside of the axle tube on both sides. And I'll put a pretty generous coat on, a little preservative, supposed to last a year. And then towards the end of the axle tube, I'll just very carefully wipe out the last 2 inches of the oil with some brake cleaner so that I've got a good bond when I put the silicone on the tube seal. So that's the plan. I'm going to do this on both sides. Same thing here. Got some surface rust, and I want to just have a nice clean surface for that seal. Just to make sure I got it coated really well. Spray a little extra in there. nice. All right, as I cleaned out the ends of the axle tubes and got them ready for the outer seals, I took some Herculiner, really nice product, and dressed up the knuckle a little bit and did a little bit of painting with that Herculiner. Really good product. All you gotta do is have it all cleaned up nice, and hey, might as well make it look good. It's not often that you get everything tore apart like this. We can really work on things. So the next step will be the outer seals will be placed in. I cleaned the inside of the axle tube about 2 inches in. I did a little sanding, then cleaned it all up with brake cleaner, nice. So now I'm going to take a thin coat of RTV and put a light coat around the outside of that axle tube seal. Then I'm going to line it up. I'm going to use, I got a little piece of foam there and a little piece of wood and that bar and that rubber mallet, and gently gonna tap the seal into the tube. I tested the splines for my RCV axles. They fit through the inside of the seal beautifully. And the only other thing to consider is the grease fitting, which in my case, I figure the best thing is to have it facing backwards. So I'm gonna have it facing backwards so I can get in there, hoping that less mud and debris and rocks and so forth would ever hit it if it was facing backwards. So that's my intentions anyway. So that's where I'm at right now in the install. This is kind of fun, it's easy, looks good, and I think it's gonna have a real practical use. So that's it. You can see that I have a thin coating of RTV on the tube seal. It's actually pushing in. You can see it's almost in all the way. It's going to go a little farther. And I'm happy with where the Zerk fitting is on the other side. Not bad. Okay, after looking at it a little more, I saw I had about a 1/16 of an inch gap between the outside of the tube and the seal. So I got on the hammer and the wood a little more and definitely seated it home all the way. Very pleased with that. Looks nice. I can access that grease fitting right there with my needle valve. So in good shape. In good shape. Very pleased with it. Okay, once again on the passenger side, I applied a thin coat of RTV on the seal. I'll be placing it in the end of the tube with a piece of wood and a bar, and then I'll be using a rubber mallet and gently driving it in until it's completely sealed. Same thing in regards to the Zerk fitting. I've got that aiming towards the back. And the last time I was able to kind of begin, there we go, like that. That one I was able to pretty much push in, not all the way, but pretty close. Now I'll use the hammer. It's pretty good. All right. That on there. drive it home. There it is. It's definitely seated all the way. The Zerk fitting is aiming towards the back and slightly downward. Can easily get the needle in there to grease it. So I'm pleased with it. Pretty good install. Couple close-ups of the RCV outer tube seals. Completely landed home as far as up against the edge of the tube, the axle tube. So very nice. Very nice. All right, just a little side note here. In the owner's manual to your Jeep, you get this section in the back where you can keep track of all your notes. So basically every single thing that, you know, major-wise that I've done to the Jeep, I always like putting the date, what I did, tire rotations, oil changes, when I purchased or changed something, belly armor, chromoly, rear axle shafts. Anyway, the whole point of it all is the other day in part 2, I said I thought I had maybe 10 or 12,000 miles on my RCV axles. But in reality, after looking here on March 7th, 2019, I had 25,860 miles when I put my RCV front axles in. I now have 33,800 miles. So my RCVs have 8,000 miles on them. So this is just really a handy thing to have to keep track of everything you're doing. You know, brake pads, different notes. You know, how many quarts of oil for the differentials, when it was changed. So just a little side note that can be really handy here to keep track of everything right here in your owner's manual.